Hello Math 1 students, we're going to do homework problems from section 4.1 MVP curriculum. So I'll do few random problems. Let's start with the very first question. Graph the following equations on the coordinate grid. You have to graph it and then you have to determine if the given point is a solution to the equation or not. So let's first graph it. I'll start with the very first problem. That is y equal to 5x minus 2. So I told you the equation is just like y equal to mx plus b form. So you always start with your b part, that's your -2. So always graph that point on the coordinate grid. -2 is going to be here, and when you graph it, always look for the intervals. Are they just a box, a unit, or a box is some other number? So here you have -2, then you have m is 5, and that could be said 5/1. So 5 rise and 1 run, and that means you have to go up by 5. So when you go up by 5, it's here, and you run by 1 here. That's your point. You go up by 5 and then you run by 1. That's going to be, so you go up by 5, you run by 1, and your next point. So this way you keep on getting your point, and you can do the same thing. You can get points backward. Left by 1, go down by 5. Left by 1, go down by 5. So you can keep on doing. So let's connect the dots. We're connecting the dots to graph our line. So we got our line. Let's make an arrow because it means it keeps on going. And once we do that, I see the question is saying, they're saying 1 and 3 are, is that the solution? When they say, is that the solution? The point is going to be solution only if it is lying on the line. So we see this point 1, 3 that is on the line. So it means it is a solution. Basically, you have to graph the line and see if that point is lying on the line, then it's going to be the solution. So for example, if I want to do question number 2, that's y is -half x plus 8. I have to graph it. So I'll start with my y-intercept, that's b, 8. So 8 is, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have to start from here, and m is -half, means that's m. It means I have to go down by 1 and run 2. 1 down by 1, run 2, down by 1, run 2, and so on. I can keep on getting my points like this, and I can go backward and get the more points. We have the graph here, and we can connect the dots. Let's connect the dots here. We have, this is, let me make it straighter, exactly passing through the points. So we have, this is our line, and once we have our line, so we need to check whether 0, 7 is a solution. And where is 0, 7? 0, 7 is here. That's not on the line, so we say no, it's not a solution. So these are 2 sample problems that's you can do. Let's move to the next part. Next is here, that is solve linear equations using parentheses, and then determine if 2 expressions listed are equivalent, means if they're the same. So you have to basically figure out if they're the same or not. For that, you have to simply simplify the things. In, if I look at question number 7, here 14 minus 3a plus 2. So you have to simplify, and for simplification always use PEMDAS. PEMDAS. So for parentheses, you have to use this order to solve the parentheses: exponent, and then multiplication and division. Whatever from left to right comes first from left to right, and addition and subtraction whatever comes first from left to right. That's the priority when you do it. So we first do the exponent here. So 14 minus, and there is a minus sign. The moment you see minus, you have to change the sign inside 3a minus 2. And when I look at this expression and this expression, they are the same. They're the same. So we can say yes. We can say yes. And what could be the explanation for that? When you can simply say when simplified, all terms are the same. You can simply say that. Now, if we want to do, let me go to question number 9. If I have to do this one, so I have to simplify. Parenthesis is there. So, and the bottom part has 4. So I can rewrite it as x over 4 minus 7 over 4. And I look, it's the same. So I can repeat the same reason and I say yes. I'm not going to write it down. You can repeat and say yes, when simplified, all terms are the same. And let's have a look of 8th one. If I have to do this one, so always start with the expression which has parentheses or something to do. So this 4b minus 10 is already kind of simplified version. I distribute it here. That becomes 4b minus 10. And we see these two are the same. So again, same, you will say yes. And when simplified, all terms are the same. Let's move to last this 10 one. And we are given again a parenthesis and a quotient at bottom, a denominator. So what we can do, we can, up to our choice, we can basically distribute it first. We distribute it. So that's going to be 3w minus 27. Let me make it a little smaller. 3w minus 27 over 5. And now I have to divide by 5 each and every term. Minus 27 over 5. When I look at this term and this, when I compare it, they are not same. So we say that no, that will be the answer. When simplified, all the terms are not same. When simplified, all terms are not same. So you can even describe it that here it is negative 27 over 5, there it is negative 27. Let's move to 11. Without solving, determine if two equations below have the same solution. Explain why or why not. So you don't have to check it. You have to first only check if they're equivalent or not. If they're the same, they will have the same solution. So this already looks like simplified. Let's simplify this one. So we simplify it. That gets 3x minus 3 times 5 is 15 is 35. So when I compare it, I see here this negative 15 part and here it is 5. That's the difference between these two. They're not the equivalent equations, so I would be saying no, they're not the same. They are not the equivalent equations. And if they're not the equivalent equation, it means they don't have the same solutions. They don't have the same solution. Same solution. All right, that's the thing we now say. Let's move to the next question. Circle the expression that are equivalent. So we have to basically circle the expression. So how do we do that? We have to basically simplify the equations here. If I have this one, the first one here, if I do it 4t over 2 minus 10 over 2, and then finally it is 2t minus 5. We get 2t minus 5. And here when I simplify this one, I get 4 over 2 is 2t minus 10. And this one is already simplified. This one is already simplified. So when I look which expressions are exactly alike, then I see this one 2t minus 10 and this 2t minus 10 are the same. 4t minus 5, this one, and this one not same, because there it's 4t and here it is 2t. So they're not the same. So we need to just circle it. Now if we have to do question number 13, what we have to do, we have to now we have to solve it. As I told you, if you ever see something in denominator on any side, you have to basically get rid of that fraction denominator something. So you just get rid of this 5. And how can we get rid of this 5? We basically multiply both sides by 5. So 5 times 4x minus 2 over 5, that's 5 times 20. And what is that? That is basically you're multiplying, so multiplication property of equality. Once we do that, we have 4x minus 2 is 100. We get that. So here up to you can simplify the parentheses first. It's fine. We divide both sides by 4 now. X minus 2 is what? 25. And why we did it? Because it's the division property of equality. Now x minus 2 is 25. So add 2 to the both sides. You add 2 to the both sides. X is 27. When you add 2 to the both sides, it becomes addition property of equality. That's the way how you do it. Or you can do cross multiplication, your choice. I just did it using the property of equalities. If I have to do question number 14, for that, let's see how to do it. I see I have the parentheses here, but you can always, before even solving the parentheses, there is a strategy. I told you, you look at this number and this number. If the one side divides the other, so better to get rid of the smaller number first. So I see 20 is divisible by 4. I divide the both sides by 4. That's division property of equality. So I can get rid of this 4. So I'm left with x over 5 minus 2. So it's always good to keep it smaller in the beginning instead of doing it just distributing. This will make it harder. We have this thing. Now I can add 2 both sides. When I add 2, I will have x over 5 is 7. And then again I multiply by 5 on both sides. I get x equal to 35. That's the way. So there could be several ways. Choose your method, how you want to do it. So that's 14, and let's move to 15. Here I forgot to mention we have used addition property of equality. When you add, when you multiply, it's multiplication property of equality, and so on. So you keep on saying that. And for the last one here, for 15, means not the last. This is one of the, for this kind of problem, this is the last one. So I have to now get rid of the bottom. I multiply by 5. 4x minus 2 over 5, because I need to get rid of that bottom part. Always get rid of that in the beginning. That's easier. So 4x minus 2. And what's the reason for that? Multiplication property of equality. You have 4x minus 2 is 100. Then add 2 to the both sides. Let me make it a little bigger here. So you are left with 4x is 102. Divide both sides by 4. X is what? You get 25.5. That's you're going to get. You can leave it as a fraction, 25, or you can say 25 1/2. That's your choice, how you want to show your answer. Let's move to the next part. We are done with 15. Now we have to do last kind of problems. Indicate whether the given value is a solution to the corresponding equation. Show your work. We have to, whenever they give you, whether is that a solution for the given equation, you just plug it in. So you see your A is given here. So we are going to plug it in. So this is a going to be replaced by this value of a. I'm just going to replace this a by 4 times negative 3, the value they gave me here. I'm not kind of finding it from somewhere, I'm just using it and I'm checking, so I put a question mark. And here that's negative 12 plus 3, is that equal to, so you don't have to just separate the left hand and right hand side and keep on solving, and that's negative 9. Is that equal to negative 9? So when you end up having the same sides, like the sides having the same value, it means that's true. So you say yes, that's a solution. If it is not, you get two different numbers, you say no, it's not a solution. Like if I try this question number 18, if I try this one, so they say check whether y equal to 2 is a solution, so I replace this y by 2. 2.5 times 2 minus 10 equal to negative 0.5, and I put a question mark because I'm checking. You can leave this question mark, but it's fine if you put that. So 2.5 times 2 is 5 minus 10 is equal to negative 0.5, and 5 minus 10 is minus 5 is negative 0.5, and when I see, I end up having two different numbers on both sides, so that's not true. So it is not a solution. So you have to pick, like you have to plug it in and check how it's going to work. So let me try 17 for you. I'm trying 17 for you. I have to check is 4/3 is a solution. An equation is given, so I just replace this thing by 4/3. 3 over 4, 4/3 x plus half 3 over 2. And what it is, you see this cancels, you're left with x plus half. Oh sorry, not x, why I wrote x here, you're not supposed to keep x here. Let me erase that part, yeah. So because I'm substituting, so x should be gone. So this is 1 plus half is 3 over 2, and in that case when I add 1 plus half, that's 3 over 2 is 3 over 2. So that's right. So yes, that's the equation. Let's take one more example. We are going to do example number 19 here. Let's do that. For this one, we have been given z is negative 5, so I just replace it. 2 times 5 minus 2 times negative 5 is equal to, we get 20 minus 2 times negative 5 minus 1. I'm just plugging it. I'm just replacing this z by the value given by the question. I'm not getting my own value. Let's solve it. 5, sorry, this is 2, 5 plus 10, and then that's 20 minus 2 minus 6, because minus 5 minus 1 is negative 6. 2 times 15, that is 20 plus 12, and that's what we get. 30 is equal to 32. Is that correct? No, that can never happen. It's not correct, so it is not true. That's wrong, so it's not. So like you can share here, you instead of question mark, you can make mark across, you put a question mark. This way you can finish few more problems, and let me know if you are understanding or have some other problem. I'll be happy to help. Stay safe. Thank you. Bye.